So now let's move to our next content of our reporting, which is the four evaluation models of effective teaching. So it has four models: the Robert Manzanos, the Charlotte Danielson, the James Strunch, and the Macria model. So first, I will discuss the first model, the Robert Manzanos causal teacher evaluation model. So this model enables teachers to identify their strengths and areas of growth so that they would become the best educator for the students. So this concept of Robert Manzanos has four domains. So the first one is the classroom strategies and behaviors. So here it involves routine events such as communicating learning goals and feedback and establishing rules and procedures. It also involves addressing content by helping students interact with new knowledge, practice, and deepen new knowledge. It also involves events enacted on the spot, such as engaging students, recognizing adherence to rules and procedures, establishing and maintaining effective relationships with students, and communication, high expectation for all students. So here, as a future educator, we should have those classroom strategies. We should how to help our students because we all know that not all of our students in the future are participative because there's always those shy ones. So as a teacher, we should address them. We should help them to practice for themselves. So the next domain is the planning and preparing. Planning and preparing for lessons, planning and preparing for use of technology, planning and preparing for needs of students receiving special education, and lack support for schooling. So, as a teacher, we should always prepare what are the lessons that we should teach that day. We should also consider the technologies that we have been used, especially on the times of pandemic, that we're on we're more on online learning. So we should prepare our gadgets to be used, our presentation, and also our pre-recorded videos in case that students don't have enough or stable internet connection at the time so that they could review your pre-recorded videos. So the next domain of on the concept of Marzano is the reflection and teaching, where here it shows evaluating personal performance, such as identifying areas of pedagogical strength and weaknesses, developing, implementing, and monitoring a professional growth plan. So, as a teacher or a future teacher, we should reflect our performances. We should evaluate ourselves if our doings are okay or not. We should identify those areas that we're good at and those areas that we're low or weak. We should consider to we should always consider ourselves. So the next domain for the last concept of Marzano is the collegiality and professionalism. So here it talks about promoting positive interaction with colleagues, students, and parents, seeking mentorship for areas of need or interest, mentoring other teachers, and sharing ideas and strategies, adhering to school rules and procedures, and participating in school initiative. So as a teacher, we should we should acquire this collegiality or also known as companionship. As a mentor or as a teacher, you are the ones who promote positive interaction with your students or even with your parents. So you should also obtain professionalism as a factor that this professionalism is the demands of society to us. So we should always remember that we are the role model of our students. Now let's move to the second model of effective teaching, the Charlotte Danielson's framework. So it has four concepts. The first one is the planning and preparation, where teachers organizes the content of what students are expected to learn or how teacher designs instructions. So this concept of Charlotte is just the same or connected to the concept of Marzano's, which is the planning and preparing. So I would not I will not discuss it again. So let's move to the second one, the classroom environment, which is also connected to the concept of Robert Marzano's, which is the classroom strategies and behavior. So I won't re-discuss it again. So now let's move to the third concept, which is the instructions. What constitutes the core of teaching and the engagement of students in learning content. So here instructions, teacher or future teachers like us, we should constitute or establish our instructions. We should make it clear so that students would understand it better. So the next concept is the professional responsibilities. This is the fourth concept of Charlotte Danielson. So professional responsibilities is something connected to professionalism, but in Charlotte's concept, it matters on responsibilities as a teacher. So we should be a responsible teacher even though we're outside of our classroom. We should communicate with families or of our students, especially if these students has a problem on going to school. So visiting their families is one of the outside of the classroom responsibility of a teacher. So next, we have the third model of effective teaching, the James Strunch, which has the teacher's effectiveness performance evaluation or the TPES. So what is TPES? TPES provides balance between structure and flexibility, gives guiding and effective instructional practice. It also provides flexibility, allowing allowing creativity and individual teachers' initiative. So this concept of James Ronch has seven performance standards. So the first one is the professional knowledge. The second one is the instructional planning. The third one is the instructional delivery. The, the fourth one is the assessment of or for learning. The fifth one is the learning environment. The sixth one is the professionalism. So what is professionalism, or if we hear the word professionalism, it maintains a commitment to professional ethics. So it is professional professional ethics is a personal and corporate standards behavior expected by the professional like teachers. So it is on how we act, our doing in life. So, as a teacher, we should consider our actions because we consider ourselves as we consider already our, we consider ourselves already as a professional. So, the last concept of James Strunch is the student progress. This is his seven performance standard. So, student progress. As a teacher, our main goal is to make or see our students progress. It is our work, our job, and our mission to teach them so that they could learn and have progress as a student. So now let's move to the fourth model of effective teaching, the Montreal model or the MED Continent Research for Education and Learning. So this model has teacher evaluation rubric standards. So this teacher evaluation rubric standards was developed to align with professional teaching standards. Then it was published by the McCreel or the Mid-Continent Research for Education and Learning. So it has five standards. The standard one says that teacher demonstrate leadership. So teacher or we as a future teacher should be the one who do or demonstrate the right actions, the right thing to do for we are the leader of our classroom inside our classrooms. So because teacher they students treat you as your mother. So you are the leader. The second standard is teachers establish a respectful environment for a diverse population of students. So here it says that we, the teacher, we should be the model of our students. We should create a respectful environment. Hindi yung sa atin pa nila mismo maririnig yung pagmumura sa klase. So, we should avoid that. Instead, we should build a polite environment. Now, let's go to the next standard. The third standard. The teacher know the content they teach. So, of course, what we teach to our student is the subject that we're capable of, the subjects that we've been studying for a long time. On mostly it is our major subjects. That that was the subject where we're able to teach for. So for the second to the last standard concept by McCreel model is that teachers facilitate learning for their students. So we should bear in mind that we as a teacher, our main goal is to teach students. That's our that our student must have learned something from us. So the let's go to the fifth standard. Teachers reflect on their practice. So as a teacher, we also learned on our mistakes, our omission as a teacher. So, and we would correctify it by doing practice also, by doing practice like seminars. So that's the end of the four models of effective teaching. So now let's go to the next slide. So this slide says that one of the demands of society from the teacher as a professional is that teachers are expected to teach effectively. So this word effectively here states that their student must learn and must have academic progress itself. So on the next slide, it shows that the main task or the main job of a professional teacher is to teach. So we all know that to teach is the main task of a teacher. But it is not only on to teach the lessons, but also the moral lessons in life. That every student they would carry it as they continue their lives and they would remember you.